when you're young, you have a very pliable brain, right? Adaptable brain. You learn very fast. You adjust. Not to mention, in a game like Rocket League specifically, you have quicker reaction time, right? And so both of those things combine to like look, if you want to go pro in Rocket League, what do you got to do? You got to catch up to the current pros and then pass them. Like, plain and simple. That's what you got to do, right? We all agree? Okay, so it's like, how are you going to catch up to somebody who is already 5,000 hours ahead of you? Well, you have to learn at not 1 times their rate. You have to learn at 2 times their rate. Does that make sense? Like, you have to catch up and pass them. It's like in a race. You got to be running faster than them. And so the idea is like, if you are, let's say, 35 years old, for example, Migs, and you're going up against little Timmy, who's 16 years old and who doesn't have a job and who's home on summer vacation, and who plays Rocket League for 12 hours a day, mouth breathing, and doesn't touch grass. It's like, how are you going to pass him? Like, how are you going to get better?
Up on G Fuel, I gotcha.
Yeah,
so would you say that
cracked out.
Would you say the reason Zen climbed so fast in such a short amount of time was because of him being a younger age when he started at 16, or would it say it was at the time of Rocket League where it was more consistent than where the skill ceilings climbed since he joined?
Well, you look at a lot of
pro
folks
team.
like this. I mean, look, you'll even see somebody like Torment. So I was talking with like our pro coach Shock, and I think this is very interesting. So I'll discuss this a little bit with you guys. But you'll see like Torment here making like insane Zen touches, right? And Torment is for you know, he's in his late 20s now. He's an Unk. Unk still got it, obviously, but Torment was pro from season 1 of Rocket League. He had a very long pro career for like 6 or 7 seasons, and I'm sure he could talk about this with more like experience. But I'll just give my 2 cents because obviously I've talked with him and many other pros. And like the general consensus is that you have to hit like a certain escape velocity to become a pro. So like, is everybody like familiar? Like, you're sending a rocket ship off to space, right? It has to be going a certain speed to get to space, right? To get out of the Earth, right? And into orbit.
Yeah.
And it's just very hard to reach that escape velocity when you're like 30 years old or in your late 20s. And I'll add a little bit of context here. Rocket League specifically is kind of a young person's game, because there is so much motor skill that you have to develop, right? In addition to pattern recognition. And so this is why like you'll see somebody go pro, right? And then they'll stay pro into their early 20s. The reason they can do that is because they've gotten to escape velocity, and then their mechanics might still be improving, not at the rate of Zen or like the next mechanical prodigy. But they can build on their game sense and become a more mature player, and that stuff sticks. And so this is why, like, if a player kind of makes it by the age of 16, 17, 18, 19, it's very common for them to stay in the scene for a few years. But if they can't get to that level, right, it's much more rare for somebody to go pro, let's say, at age 22 or 23. And for context, if this sounds like a little crazy, for those of you who don't know, like, most Rocket League pros are age between 16 and about 22, 23, right? So this is like your typical 5 to 7 year pro career.
Yeah, I was going to say, literally every pro I've ever followed, they've only lasted a couple of years, and it really is because they just get outplayed by younger people coming in.
Exactly right. There's this saying, we all stand on the shoulders of giants, which is kind of like a deep, like, meta, you know, I didn't come up with that quote, but it's very true in the world of like business success, just the human, you know, evolution in general. But the kids will stand on the shoulders of the generations before them. Like, it took us 7 years to figure out that a wall dash was competitively viable, right? And now every pro just has that shit on lock, right? And so you just imagine, like, we do all the discovering for you, and then if you're an age 15, 16, 17-year-old, you catch up really, really fast, and you pass the competition.
I was going to say, you also mentioned mental quite a lot. Obviously, that was the whole point of the discussion.
Yeah.
I think majorly going from diamond to champ and then going from low champ to high champ is a big thing of mental, and trying to get over the fact that it's not your teammates, it's just you suck. You got to get over it and get better. But then going from champ 3 and up, would you say it is still pretty common mental is the biggest thing that's in the way, or is it then what do you think of the other factors?
Mental is a big one. You get to a certain point in Rocket League where a lot of it is playmaking. Okay, so like you can pretty reliably get a player to grand champ, even if they don't have sensational playmaking. This was even more true many years ago. But to get to SSL these days, you really need to be a playmaker, like on the ball, right? You need to be able to convert one-on-ones, save one-on-ones, right? And I can coach you on all these positioning rules, you know what I mean? But like if you don't have the reaction time to save a shadow defense shot, you know, top corner, right? We're going to struggle. We're often going to struggle. And so I guess the idea there is, I'm just putting some gameplay on for you guys in the background to watch here for you Zoomers. And so the idea there is there's a certain element where you need pattern recognition, and also you need that kind of like fine motor skill, right? And reaction time. So I'd say those are the two things. Does that make sense?
Right, but if you like say don't have those reaction times and fine motor skills, are you able to, I guess, learn how to position yourself in a like way that, you know, you don't need to have as quick reaction skills and all that?
There's a certain level of, yes, you do need to optimize positioning. I'd say for context, 99% of you have a long way to go to improve that you're not at your ceiling. Like a lot of people are like, Luke, I'm 35 years old and I'm Diamond 1. Am I at my skill ceiling? It's like, no, dude, like you're not, nowhere near it. I'm talking about like the upper levels. Like if somebody's like 35 years old in SSL and like, hey, I can't get to semi-pro. I'm like, okay, like now we can have a conversation about, you know, there are some serious like structural barriers here that are preventing you from getting the level you want. But like at the level you're at, absolutely, there are probably ways to position that would make you more flexible. That you wouldn't need to, let's say, just go back to being 16 in order to be able to win the game. I'm sure there are opportunities to fix your gameplay outside of just hit the ball faster, react faster type deal. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
It's more so like on a spectrum than an absolute rule. And so it's hard for me to give like, I think an important like context I would give you to this conversation is like, okay, so the question is like, Luke, what age do you need to be to go pro in Rocket League? Well, if we just look at the averages on Liquipedia, players go pro between the ages of 16 and let's say 21 usually. They could stay pro between the ages of 16 and 23. This has generally trended down over time. And that's just fact of the matter, right? Like that's just numbers. I'm sure folks arise outside of those circumstances, but there are serious reasons to why, you know, most people are the rule, not the exception. And
Isn't 16 the minimum age you can play pro?
I thought they lowered it to 15 or 13. I thought they lowered it to 13.
Okay, cool.
Did they lower it to 13? It used to be. I believe they lowered it to 13. Can somebody else corroborate? Can somebody confirm? Pull up a second monitor.
Yeah, I think when Epic took over, because like Fortnite does the same. I think it's 13. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
AI says 13.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 13 now. Because you see pros like Zen got banned for his first year for playing illegally, but underage, and he was 15 at the time, right? But now they dropped it to 13, so now that wouldn't even be a violation anymore. Because you have like teams like the SSG guys, or at least earlier this year, the SSG guys. I'm talking about the Reveal, Scribbles, Frosty, and all those guys. Like, let me just show you something, guys, to prove a point. We're watching Shock here, who's one of our coaches at the Rocket League Bootcamp, and he's 25. He's a former pro as well. Played a similar time. His career overlapped with Torment's quite a bit, although Torment had quite a long career because of his play style. Actually, this is a good point. I'll talk about this, and I'm going to show you guys some Frosty gameplay too. Because like I'm just going to show you some examples. Like, you are not doing this. I'll show you this game. You are not doing this, what Frosty is about to do in this game, for the first time at like 35 years old. Like, just watch some of the stuff he does. Like, you are not doing this.
I did that yesterday.
Like, I've been doing this while we've been playing. Like there's a different type of play style that you see between a young pro and an old pro. Like, just watch this. Pop reset right, arrow left, pop reset left, double. Like, you just don't, this just doesn't come to you when you're 35 years old, like overnight. That doesn't mean you can't learn it, but it just doesn't, you don't just suddenly like do this to like veteran pros, which like all the people he's clipping on right now, by the way, are like elite pros, for context. You just don't do this. Like, this just doesn't, you don't see this happening. So what will happen is, like, as a pro ages, they will often lean into their strengths, which is like, what do you gain when you've been a pro for a long time? Experience, game knowledge, positioning, teamwork, leadership, right? Strong mental, resilience, all these other like kind of intangibles. You'll see what a young player often has is just like pure skill, right? And pure, let's call it like dexterity and like motor skill, and like these like pop resets, pretty much. He's just spamming pop resets. But like, and whatever you want to call that, that's like the Zen goal. But like, so like Torment, for example, leaned, like one of the reasons he could tell you more, but he was a pro for like 7-8 years, which is like almost unheard of. He had probably one of the longest pro careers. Oh my God, quad reset. But Torment he was started in season 1 of Rocket League. He was a pro. He was world champion in season 6 with Squishy. He then teamed with Beast Mode and Calm, and he leaned into a lot of his strengths, right? He often teamed with playmakers, right? Like he teamed with Squishy when Squishy was a playmaker. Before Squishy kind of adapted into more like an all-around play style. And he's teamed with Beast Mode when Beast Mode first came onto the pro scene, right? And he had that role. And so like you'll see like play styles evolve and you can like lean into strengths. So like if you're like kind of the more unk play style, that's fine. You can win with that. If you're more of a mechanical crack kid, just understand your weaknesses, right? And strengths and play around them. Yeah, but anyways, like you guys see the point. Like this just doesn't come to you at Fort. Like this is insane. This used to not exist in Rocket League. Like this has really come out in the last like 5 years.
Like what speed is he on? Like
yeah.
Jesus.
And like just for context, like Frosty's a great player. Like better than I will ever wish to be. But like Frosty is not even he's not even on a top 8 team. He's not even like on a top 16 team. So he's like not even that. Like he's clipping on Zen right now, but he's not at Zen's level. Does that make sense? Like, this is the level Rocket League is at now. People don't actually understand, like, this is what pro Rocket League is. He's just psychoing on pros. He just psychoed on Gyro. Gyro, yeah. Was the first pro to hit a psycho in RLCS. He was also at our event last weekend, which is kind of cool. Thanks for coming, Gyro. But you see what I mean? Like, it's just a different play style. Reddles just announced he was retiring. You saw him in that last clip. So it's very different. You have to be conscious of these things now. So I hope I didn't crush any of your dreams. My job is to like be real, and I'm just gonna tell you guys how it is. He just clipped on Atomic, but it's, yeah, like you'll see, like by no means is like, can you not? Oh, Freaky's a coach. You'll see like most players peak in skill between the ages of, I mean, it really depends, 16 and 23, right? And you can play into your 20s, like Atomic. He's a great player. He just won a world championship this year at 22. But like, if you're Spook Luke and you haven't gone pro yet, odds are Spook Luke isn't going pro. Poor Spook Luke. Kind of washed. That makes sense.
You got this, Spook.
We're specifically talking
Next
about pro
year.
Rocket League. If you guys have dreams to be SSL, all of you can be SSL. Or actually, not all of you. I'd say like all of you could be GC. Many of you can be SSL.
I'm just trying to get to GC. That's where my goal is right now.
Oh yeah. So hopefully that is more realistic. Any last questions on going pro mentality topic for today? We'll go into some replay analysis here.